Hello guys and welcome to App Screencast, Danny here. So in today's video I've got a review of the Swann Outbackcam, which is an inexpensive security camera. So in this video today I'll be showing you the hardware, then talk a little bit about the recording features, showing you the camera in action and also showing you some test footage. So let's get into the review. So first of all, let's talk about the hardware. So I'd say off the get-go, it's quite a portable security camera. It's not so portable in terms of in your hand, it feels quite chunky and big, but in terms of actually a security camera where you're going to put somewhere out of the way, then it definitely is quite a small device, so it's going to be quite discreet, no one's really going to notice it's there, and I think you could easily hide it somewhere where no one could actually see it. In terms of actually the build quality, it's a very durable device. It's definitely designed for outdoors. It's the sort of device you could easily drop and it wouldn't break or anything like that. So I'd be quite confident you could be quite rough with this and it would stay in one piece and it wouldn't break. In terms of actually powering the device, it takes 4 AA batteries. So again, this makes it more portable because it doesn't need to be plugged into any mains or anything like that. So you can basically put this camera anywhere, even in the middle of nowhere, and it will still be able to record footage or take photos. So this is a waterproof device, it's pretty well sealed, so if you've got this outside in the rain or anything like that, you've got no worries there, it's going to actually get broken or get wet because it is really well sealed. So the camera records to an SD card and it sports up to 32GB. I know it comes with a 2GB card or possibly a 4GB card. Now my review unit came with a 4GB card, but I know on the official website it states it comes with a 2GB card, so I'm not quite sure what size card you'll get, but you always can upgrade the card if you want more space. So now let's talk about the camera in action. So the camera can either record video or photos. If you choose photos, it takes 2 megapixel still images. If you choose video, it will record in AVI video at 640 by 480 at 30 frames per second. Now both of these formats are not the highest quality, but from a surveillance camera you really don't need high quality HD footage. This is more than adequate. Also, it won't take up too much space on the memory card, so this gives you a lot more recording time. The camera has a PI sensor, so this will actually detect moving heat sources, so something like a human or animal, this camera will actually pick up their movement and then it will trigger and start recording. So the camera is not recording constantly, because if it did that it would actually use up all the space on the memory card and also drain the battery, so it will only start recording when it actually sees something, which is pretty good. The camera can record at night and will actually shoot in black and white, and I'll show you some test footage a little bit later. Also, we have an LED light on the camera which will improve its recording abilities at night. So I'm quickly going to go into a little bit more detail how the camera actually captures its footage or photos. So if you have the camera set to capture video, when the sensor has been triggered it will capture a clip. Now it will capture up to 15 seconds, I believe you can actually set the clip shorter than that, but 15 seconds is definitely the maximum. So basically when the sensor has been tripped, it will capture 15 seconds of video. If you choose photos, when the sensor has been triggered it will capture just 1 photo, or you can set it to capture 3 photos in a row. So once you've set up the actual length of the trigger, you can choose how much a delay you want between triggers. So for example, if the camera is triggered and it records 15 seconds of video, then you can choose how much a delay you want so the camera will actually start recording again when it's triggered. So for example, it records 15 seconds of video because it's been triggered, you can have it immediately or almost immediately, 5 seconds after, you can have it triggered again to record, or you can choose a much longer period such as just over an hour. So it really depends on the environment and the situation what you choose here. If you have it as a short delay such as 5 seconds, then it's going to use up a lot more memory on your card, assuming the camera's getting triggered regularly, and it's going to use up a lot more battery because the camera's obviously running a lot longer. If you choose more a lengthier time, like up to an hour, then you're going to get a lot better battery life and less memory being used up on the memory card. So again, it's just really depending on the situation and the environment, so it's something you have to think about before setting up the camera. When you are happy with the recording settings, you then can mount the camera, and there's a few different ways you can do this. As you can see at the back of the camera there's 2 loops for actually using the strap which is provided. This allows to attach the camera to maybe a pole or a fence, something like that, and I've actually got a few shots here to show you. So here you can see I've got the camera in a workplace mounted to some racking. Then I've also got a shot of the camera outside mounted to a fence. In addition to the strap, there's also a tripod mount on the camera, so you can attach a tripod. You don't have to use a tripod though, because the camera is quite stable enough to actually stand up on its own, though a tripod would make things much more stable and allow you to adjust the camera much easier. It is possible to padlock the camera to make it more secure, so you can use a padlocking chain. Now I think in most situations you probably would want to actually secure the camera down in this way, so it doesn't get tampered with or even stolen. So here we have the camera in action recording the garden shed. On this day it was really sunny, and unfortunately I pointed the camera more towards the sky, so it seemed to focus in on the sky and it underexposed the shed, so I didn't really get much detail in what I was trying to record. So on my second attempt I pointed the camera more towards the shed and less at the sky. As you can see here, I get a lot better detail, and if anyone was actually trying to get into the shed, I'm sure we'd be able to see their faces a lot more detailed. So finally we got some footage at night, and I was really surprised how well the camera performed here, because it was pretty much pitch black. So for it to get as good detail as this, I was really happy. Overall, I've been really impressed with the Outbackcam. I think it's a good surveillance option for anyone on a budget for their property or small business. If you'd like to know more about the Swann Outbackcam, then check the links below in the description. Hopefully you did find this review helpful. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.